So today we went over mathematical properties. Sorry, my pen kind of went out. Now, I've written a lot of information here so that this isn't a very long video. So if you need to pause this at any time, then please do so that you can catch up. That's the beauty of having a video. But I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to pause myself. Okay, what are mathematical properties? Basically, all it is math rules. Oh, I need a new pen. Oh, I need another new pen. That's just great. All right. Now, actually, they're laws, and they always work. So we call them math rules or math laws. There are 3 properties that we are focusing on today. There are more, but today we're only doing these 3, and you should have seen these before. And I'm going to move this over a tiny bit. There we go. So the first one is the commutative property. And what commutative means is to change the order of the number. So they can switch around. Okay, we're going to stay with this. Now, we're going to look at the commutative property of addition. And I'm going to highlight the word addition because it's kind of important, because then we have it of multiplication. So we need to pay close attention. So it says that it changes the order of the numbers. So here's our example. If I have 5 plus 3, it can also equal 3 plus 5. How do I prove that? Well, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 3 plus 5 is 8, so 8 equals 8. We just proved that property. Now, let's take a look at another example. What if I have 3 addends? So I have 2 plus 6 plus 9. And I'm going to change the order of these addends. 9 plus 2 plus 6. So let's try it. 2 plus 6 is 8. And we just put the rest of the problem. And then I take 9 plus 2 is 11. 8 plus 9 is 17. And this equals 17. So we just proved that that is true. Now we're going to take a look at the commutative property of multiplication. I'm going to highlight that as well because I need to make sure I know which one's addition and which one's multiplication. So here's our example. Well, if I take 7 times 6, does it equal 6 times 7? Let's prove that it does. 7 times 6 is 42. And because I know fact families, I know 6 times 7 is 42. So we just proved it. That is true. Now, we're going to extend this here. Okay. How about another example? What if we have 3 factors? So we have 3 times 7 times 2. Does it equal 7 times 2 times 3? Let's find out. This is 21 times 2. This is 14 times 3. 2 times 21 is 42, and 14 times 3 is 42. Hey, we just proved that one as well. Now, before we move on to the associative, I'm going to give you some very important information. So I'm going to put an asterisk down here, and I'm going to show this symbol and this. Okay, so these are parentheses and these are brackets. Okay, these are very important with our next property, and I will show you why. When we have parentheses or brackets, what those are telling you to do are to do me first. That is the first place you're supposed to start with mathematical problems. Okay, that's why I put it in quotes and I put an exclamation, because we think that those parentheses are yelling using their hands to help you understand. So let's take a look at the associative property. You probably haven't gotten a chance to write it down. Now would be a good time. The associative property uses parentheses or brackets. They are grouping symbols. What they do is group numbers differently. So again, just like commutative, it only works for addition and multiplication, not for subtraction and division. So I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to start with my example. So how can I group my problem? Okay, so what if I have something like this? Same problem, okay? And then I have plus this 2 plus the sum of 6 plus 9. Does it equal 2 plus the sum of 2 plus 6 plus 9? Does this equal this? Notice how my grouping changed. My numbers didn't. Well, I just rewrite this way, and then I add these together, and then I add these together because that parenthesis says do me first. Now I can just add, and 17 equals 17. The groupings changed, but the answer did not. It worked. We proved it. So let's take a look at using the associative property of multiplication. So here's my example. I'm going to have 3 factors, and I'm going to group some of them. So we have 4 times the product of 3 and 2 equals the product of 4 and 3 times 2. Does that work? Well, let's see if it's actually true. So I just rewrite 4, but now I need to do this. 6 equals, and then this we do first, yelling at me. So I end up with 24 equals 24. It worked, okay? So I always associative is using those parentheses. Now let's take a look over here at this one. Okay, I'm moving my thing. There we go. So now we're looking at the identity property, and it's very important. It's not, there's a lot of information, but it's really easy and you're going to know it. The value of a given number does not change. So your value is not going to change. But what does that actually mean? So let's take a look at addition. This will also be known as not only the identity property of addition, it's also known as, AKA, as the additive identity. And all it's saying is any number plus 0 equals itself. So 5 plus 0 equals 5. Also 13 equals 0 plus 13. It equals itself. Cool. We knew that. We just didn't know it was named that. The next one is the identity property of multiplication, also known as the multiplicative identity. Same thing, just a fancy name. So in this one, it's any number times 1 equals itself. We know that. So for instance, 1 times 3 equals 3. 17 times 1 equals 17. Now, you need to make sure you use your notes to help you with your homework. It's very important because there's lots of great information in here and you need to pay attention to what you learned today.